Will you please pray with me? Father God, creator of heaven and earth, we come to you in prayer to offer praise and thanksgiving. Almighty, thank you for this group of graduates. We are grateful for the gifts and talents that have been nurtured over the years and which have led to this celebration of commencement. Thank you for the families, friends, and support systems that fill this space. Let these people know everything, large and small, they have done to foster the growth of our graduates is appreciated. Thank you for the trustees, faculty, and staff that have freely given time, knowledge, advice, and friendship to these students. Helping them to develop academically, spiritually, and professionally. Lord, it is our earnest prayer that you will fill these graduates with passion and purpose, shower them with grace and mercy, and as they end one life chapter and begin another, always remain with them and they with you, spreading the good news of your Son and our Savior, who we celebrate this season. In his name we pray, amen.
Good morning. Sing joyfully to the Lord, you righteous. It is fitting for the upright to praise him. Praise the Lord with the harp. Make music to him on a 10-stringed lyre. Sing to him a new song and play skillfully and shout for joy.
You may be seated. Thank you. Well, good morning, graduates, guests, and members of the university community. We are glad to see those of you who are gathered here today and to those who have joined us virtually. This is a special day in so many ways, and without question, this is a special day as we recognize all of you who are graduating. And we celebrate with you and your families and friends in this grand occasion. Coming to the podium following my comments will be the Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Jack Reeser, who will bring greetings to you on behalf of the Board of Trustees. Others joining the platform party this morning are Dr. Michael Saulmeyer, Provost and Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Emily Lambert, who just led our invocation as Dean of the College of Sciences and Health Sciences, Dr. Chalon Mabry, who just read Scripture, is Assistant Professor of Counseling, Education, Psychology, and Human Services. Dr. Mark Milberger, Assistant Professor of Music and Worship Arts, will be leading us in singing. Our accompanist on the piano is Miss Alandra Bloom. Professor Rebecca McCoy-Reese, Assistant Professor of Theater, will assist in the presentation of graduates. Mr. Morgan Lloyd, Vice President for the Alumni Association, will provide a charge to the graduates. And Dr. Joshua Pittman, Chair of the English Department, will provide our benediction. Our commencement speaker joining us today is Mr. Brian Tracy, and I will be sharing more about him later in the ceremony. His wife, Elise, is here with us, joining us, and we're thankful for all of these who are participating in today's ceremony. And if you would, join me in recognizing them. We also recognize this morning a retiring faculty member, Dr. Robert Merritt, who concludes his service to Bluefield University at the end of this semester, has provided faculty leadership in creative writing for the past 32 years, achieving the faculty rank of Distinguished Professor of Creative Writing. Upon his retirement, the Board of Trustees has bestowed upon him the rank of Distinguished Professor Emeritus. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Merritt on his 32 years of service and his upcoming retirement. Dr. Merritt. Graduates, whether you studied here on this campus or you are an online learner, the focus of our attention has been on you, the learner. Our hope is that you have been prepared for more than just success in your career, but that you also have been prepared for an enjoyable and meaningful life, one grounded in faith, adaptable to a changing global environment, and given to the caring for and serving others. As a Christ-centered learning community, it has been our intent to strengthen your personal faith, one that is better informed and theologically enriched. I challenge you to be active in living out your faith in meaningful ways of worship, spiritual development, and ministry through your involvement in a local church, as well as your vocation. As you leave this ceremony today, it is my prayer that you have a sense of calling to vocation that will direct your life with a purpose and that is faithful to your Christian commitments. Much has been entrusted to you, and much is expected. Graduates, congratulations on your achievement. I challenge you to model what it means to be a servant leader, and to go and make a positive impact to the world. May God bless you in immeasurable, exciting, and extraordinary ways. Godspeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Chairman Todd Asbury and the entire Board of Trustees, it is my honor to welcome all of you here today to this very special ceremony and this very special time on our campus. And to the graduates, I say to you on behalf of the Board of Trustees, congratulations. We wish you the very best. We are very proud of what you have accomplished, of your commitment and your work through Bluefield University, and all that you have accomplished, and we wish you wonderful success in your future endeavors. And as you think about those future endeavors, and I understand as a group this size, there will be myriad opportunities, and many of you will go in many different directions in life. And I hope that you are successful in all of those, and that part of your success is what you built here at this institution. Again, either on campus or through online learning. And I would ask that you think about a couple of thoughts as you go forward from this campus this day with your diploma in hand, ready to challenge the world. As we think about this special Advent season and this time of preparing our hearts for the Christ child, I think about his mother, Mary, a young girl, perhaps as young as 13 or 14 years of age, when an angel came to her and said, "You are favored, and you will have a child, and you will call him Jesus." After that startling revelation, immediately, I think the next day or within 2 days, she took a 9 or 10-day walking journey across Israel to visit her relative Elizabeth, who was 6 months pregnant. But Elizabeth was much, much older, beyond childbearing age, she thought, until the miracle of God intervened. But what I want to point out about these two, because Mary spent several months with her relative Elizabeth, and they comforted and helped each other. The story I'm suggesting for you is that as you go out into the world, look for mentors. That's what Mary needed, a young girl stunned with what is about to occur in her life, needed someone with wisdom and guidance. And there will be mentors for you. And I suggest and encourage you to seek those mentors. Listen to them. But it was interesting. Mary, a young girl, but Elizabeth, an older woman, now giving birth for the first time, needed assistance as well. And Mary was there to mentor to her, even at a young age. You not only will need mentors, but you will have opportunities to be a mentor for someone else. And again, I challenge you to seek those individuals that you can mentor and help. And then finally, going back to that angel, Gabriel speaking to Mary, he brought all of this to her, had to be stunned, scared, unsure. But at the end of that conversation, she said, "Here I am, the servant of the Lord. I will do as you ask." As Dr. Olive just said, this university takes great pride in not only turning out wonderful citizens and students, but also servant leaders. Mary was willing to become a servant leader. And I challenge you in all your success in life, and I know you will enjoy many successes, probably a few disappointments, but much success. But remember to be a servant leader to those around you, in your home, in your business, in your communities. And I know that you will be successful. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, again, we congratulate you and wish you the very best. And don't forget to come home from time to time. Thank you.
I have the privilege to announce a few students who are going to come up and sing from our Variations Choir. They're a select group, and I thank them for coming today and for spending this time with us. And as we sing this song, For the Beauty of the Earth, might the earth yield to you, our graduates, all its riches, might you have success, and might you dwell in it and know the Lord all the days of your life.
For the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from above over and around us lies, over and around us lies, all of all to thee we raise. This a joyful hymn of praise. For the beauty of each life,
my introductions, I failed to acknowledge one of our trustees is also joining us this morning, John Beckett, and his wife, a former trustee, Becky Beckett. We're glad to have them here with us as well. Each academic year, the university faculty select a student speaker from the on-campus bachelor's programs and a student speaker from the online bachelor's or master's programs. Today, representing the traditional on-campus bachelor program is Miss Elisa Townsley from the College of Sciences. Alicia is from Standardsville, I didn't say that right, Standardsville, Virginia, where she lives with her mom, dad, and younger brother. She is graduating today with a major in forensic science and a minor in chemistry. During her time at Bluefield University, she has served as the president of the Student Activities Leadership Team, the president of Alpha Chi Kappa Chapter, vice president of the Student Government Association, and as a tutor and biology supplemental instructor within the Academic Counseling, Career and Counseling Education Center. In her free time, she loves to read, write, and spend time with her friends and her cat, Lucky. Alicia, we welcome you this morning.
Good morning, faculty, students, staff, and honored guests of Bluefield University. I'm honored to be standing before you as a student and soon to be graduate of the class of 22. I am so proud of who we are and the challenges we have overcome and continue to overcome every day. Let's hear it for us and our graduates. As I wrote this speech, I wanted to talk about something familiar to everyone in this room. I'm sure many of you, family, friends, and students, face many challenges getting to this ceremony, one of these being navigating our brand new entranceway. That's what I want to talk about today, the construction. Sorry, Dr. Olive. Many of us, if you've been living on campus as I have, eye the change with a sort of wariness. We don't realize that on some level, our lives are just like that construction, unpredictable, ever-changing, and always being built. In our time here, we have lived through, studied through, and even slept through a major presidential election, a worldwide pandemic, and nations on the brink of war. Yet each morning, we wake up and continue the construction of our lives. The thing about starting any great journey is that you will face unexpected obstacles. No road is ever smooth or easy, but instead acts as a pathway meant to take us from one place to another. Your education here is the same, a pathway to take you into the future. No one can predict what's on the road ahead. When I first came here in 2019, I certainly couldn't predict what this moment would look like. I couldn't predict how many people I would come to genuinely love during my time here, the friends, faculty, and staff who have guided me to become better. Even through the roadblocks, I feel honored I could meet you, serve you, and graduate with you. Along this road, we'll stop at some points, sightsee, and move on to our eventual destinations. No matter what you build or encounter, you will have this: the education you constructed at Bluefield University, the person you built from your time here. Even when you become something else, change as we all do, go from fountain to flagpole to flower bed, this doesn't mean you are not going forward and going further. Do not feel disheartened by setbacks in the construction of your life. As long as you feel blocked, it means you are going somewhere. It is only when we face obstacles that we realize we were heading towards our goals in the first place. So today, graduates of Bluefield University, I urge you to be the construction, to be a work in progress, sometimes messy, sometimes difficult, for the rest of your lives. To never stop adapting, but always remember where you started, here, the foundation of your future. One day, you will build something to be truly, truly proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. Now representing the online undergraduate or graduate program is Mrs. Erica Bell, who's in the Caudell School of Business. Erica is an Ohio native currently living in Tazewell, Virginia. She is married to Stephen McDaniel, and they have a 4-month-old daughter, Addison, and 4 dogs. She holds a Bachelor's of Science in Athletic Training with a minor in coaching from Marietta College. She has a Master's of Science in Athletic Training from West Virginia Wesleyan College. Today, she will earn her Master's of Business in Healthcare Administration. She currently serves Bluefield University as the head athletic trainer, senior woman administrator of athletics, and as an adjunct instructor of exercise science. In her free time, she enjoys spending time with her daughter and husband, seeing family in Ohio, watching all sports on TV, especially when there is an injury to analyze, and traveling. Erica, welcome.
Wow. Good morning, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, family, and friends, and most importantly, graduates. It's an honor to be with you here today, speaking as the graduate student representative. Congratulations, class of 2022. We did it. While I was very honored to be invited to be the graduate student speaker for the 2022 winter commencement, I must admit, I thought to myself, what can I say that this class hasn't already heard? I thought about all the speeches that I've heard in the past. I even went to Google to see what the best messages were for graduation speeches. I thought maybe I should tell Dr. Salmeyer I just can't do the speech. Then I started thinking about how I got to where I am today as part of this graduating class. For me, this is a second master's degree, and honestly, this one was much more challenging than the first. It wasn't in my initial life plan. So I started thinking about the last 17 years or so, and I thought about all the hopes and dreams I had coming out of high school. I wanted to work initially as an NCAA Division I athletic trainer or even in professional sports. In undergrad, things got a bit challenging for me, and honestly, I wanted to quit in my final semester because I was attending community college and my regular undergraduate classes all at once, taking 27 credit hours while working 2 jobs. By the way, don't recommend that, don't do it. I made it through that final semester by admiring my favorite Eleanor Roosevelt quote almost daily, literally almost daily. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. I graduated that August, and a few days later, I was off to graduate school at West Virginia Wesleyan College. I obtained my Master's of Science that following May, and the program director said, you should go to Bluefield University. It would be a good place for you to start your professional career. Feeling inspired, I applied. I got the open athletic training position. The rest was history. My initial plan was to stay 3 to 5 years and get experience. But here I stand today, 11 and a half years later in front of you, not following my life plan. While at Bluefield University, I came to learn one of my favorite Bible verses. I kind of chuckled to myself the other night realizing this because it's exactly how I got to where I am now. It comes from the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. More on that later. After being at Bluefield for a while, I decided I needed to understand the business side of healthcare and that I should get another degree. Therefore, I enrolled at Bluefield University as a student in the online MBA program. I started in the fall of 2019, right before the COVID-19 pandemic struck and the world changed. The first year was challenging being back taking classes, let alone online, which I had never done before. I navigated the first semester with 2 A's, and I was well on my way, or so I thought. A year later, that changed. By the fall of 2020, I once again considered quitting school for the second time in my life, as the pandemic had put an enormous strain on my department. Instead of just being an athletic trainer, my athletic trainers and I had become COVID-19 gurus. We were running around in isolation suits more than we were at practices and games, providing health care. However, I decided I was going to overcome this challenge, seize the next opportunity in front of me, and channel my inner Eleanor. Fast forward to the summer of 2022, and I am trying to finish my final project for my MBA while being encouraged by my husband, family, and friends, while being almost 8 months pregnant, literally trying to finish before she came along. She almost beat me, but that's another story. Never did I dream as a freshman in college that I would be dealing with a pandemic, trying to get a master's degree in business, and having a baby girl at the same time, almost 17 years later. Shonda Rhimes, the creator of several major television shows, and most importantly, Grey's Anatomy, once said, "Ditch the dream and be a doer, not a dreamer," she advised. Whether or not you know what your passion might be, the truth is it doesn't matter. You do not have to know. You just have to keep moving forward. You just have to keep doing something, seizing the next opportunity, staying open to trying something new. It does not have to fit your vision. The world has plenty of dreamers, she said, and while they are busy dreaming, the really happy people, the really successful people, the really interesting, engaged, powerful people are busy doing. It does not mean you cannot have dreams, but you have to get doing, and you do not want to let your life pass you by. Similar to Shonda's words, I kept moving forward. I tried something new, and I realized I am definitely a doer. I also realized that I do not have to have all the answers right now, but I just have to keep moving forward because God will put me exactly where I'm supposed to be. I never became an athletic trainer of a professional team or an NCAA Division I, well, at least not yet, and I probably never will, but I became one at a small university where I get to do the best thing in the world, have relationships with people and impact lives every day. This degree will continue to push me to impact more lives than I already have, and so, graduates, I encourage you to all go be doers. Don't get stuck dreaming. Find yourself an inspirational quote to keep you balanced, and remember, when things don't always go as planned, there is a bigger plan for you that maybe you just don't know yet. I want to thank my husband for being my biggest fan and for putting up with me. My family, my coworkers, my friends, thank you all. And to the countless professors within this program who influenced me and the ones who gave me some grace, thank you.
If you could look on your inside of your program, there's a hymn, Joy to the World. This beloved Christmas hymn may it be a signal, a sign, a prayer for you to have joy from this point to the rest of your lives, in your careers, in your lives, and in all of us. Might we know that the joy of the Lord is our strength. Do you need a note? Good. And could we thank our student brass group here? They just came in special for this. Please stand as we sing together. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive Him peace. Let every heart prepare Him room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. Joy to the earth, the Savior reigns. Let all their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plain repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy. No more let's sing and sorrows through. Lord's thorns infest the ground. He comes to make His blessings flow. For as the curse is found, for as the curse is found, for as
is my privilege to introduce to you our speaker today. Mr. Brian Tracy is the Executive Director of the Bluefield Arts and Revitalization Corporation, a nonprofit organization which uses the arts to create opportunities for education, employment, and entertainment in downtown Bluefield, West Virginia. Previously, Mr. Tracy was an executive at Bank of America, leading the company's community development, lending, and tax credit investment activities nationwide. Mr. Tracy's division at Bank of America provided debt and equity financing for affordable housing, charter schools, and economic development projects using low-income housing, historic, and new markets tax credits. Mr. Tracy holds a Master of Business Administration degree from the University of Maryland and a Master of Arts in Christian Ministry degree from Abilene Christian University. He is also a Rotarian here in Bluefield, and also many of our undergraduate students have had the opportunity of visiting the Granada Theater and seeing some wonderful presentations of art and theater there. And Brian, we are so thankful that you are leading the efforts here of the arts community in Bluefield, and we welcome you today.
Well, good morning, and thank you, David, for that gracious introduction. I'm honored and humbled by the opportunity to speak as part of this commencement celebration. Now is the time to dream, and by that, I don't mean for the next 10 minutes or so my remarks will put you to sleep. No, instead, put aside whatever anxieties, doubts, and uncertainties you may have. And on this graduation day, think about what you want them to be. Imagine, dream. The social activist Dorothy Day had appropriate words for what I would like to convey this morning. We can, to a certain extent, change the world. A pebble cast into a pond causes ripples that spread in all directions. Each one of our thoughts, words, and deeds is like that. We can throw our pebble in the pond and be confident that its ever-widening circle will reach around the world. Now, perhaps around the world may be a bit much for some of you. Well, how about throughout your community, or around the corner to the next block, or your neighbor next door? Is the importance of your dream determined by its scope and scale? No. The work of a teacher in just one classroom, the actions of a nurse in treating just one patient, and the interactions between the employee of a small business and just one customer are no less important because of their more personal nature. In whatever form your dream unfolds, realize what you do matters. Your dreams, as well as your beliefs and your opinions, all of which inform how you see yourself, may change over time. Perhaps they already have, from when you initially enrolled at this university. I know my views on the value of college have changed significantly. When I was in school and when I was first working, I thought the sole purpose of an education was to get a job, nothing more. That perspective came from how I grew up. My family was working class. My parents and grandparents didn't graduate from high school, let alone college. They had to leave school to work. We lived in the country outside of a small town of about 600 people, factory workers, farmers, truck drivers, blue collar. I was a business and economics major starting at a 2-year community college in Western Maryland. I went to graduate school for an MBA in finance. Getting a good job was my only concern. But as I grew older, getting married, starting a family, working in community development, and most importantly, seeing what my children were learning in high school and then college, I came to better understand the value of knowledge, the purpose of an education. Yes, we all need to work for a living, but the value of an education is so much more. While there may be an elegant symmetry to a balance sheet or a certain majesty to a complex mathematical model, there is so much beauty in the world that cannot be quantified, that cannot be reduced to an algorithm, that cannot be described by a formula. Music, art, philosophy, literature, dance, theater, and the spirituality that comes from a belief in something greater than us. Despite the promises of the tech companies, the world does not exist solely on the screens of our digital devices, nor in the bits and bytes of virtual reality headsets. The real world is in the ups and downs of the human experience, and it is in that world that all of us, each of you, must live out our dreams. Regardless of your major, to fully realize the totality of that human experience, include in your dreams and make room in your imagination for the subjective, the spiritual, and those things which cannot be quantified but can be felt. And for those of you who might dismiss my thoughts on what some would call the liberal arts as unrealistic or even impractical, keep in mind that increasingly employers today value creativity, innovativeness, and intellectual curiosity in the people they hire, the very same traits that the liberal arts encourage. In his book, A Whole New Mind, the author Daniel Pink writes that the future belongs to artists, inventors, and storytellers, creative and holistic thinkers. And in a recent study on global talent trends, LinkedIn reported that creativity was critical to career success. A few years ago, after spending more than 20 years as an executive at Bank of America, I let myself imagine doing something different. And my imagination led me to Bluefield. My dream was to combine my vocation, which for years was community development, using financial capital to build affordable housing, fund charter schools, and create jobs, with my avocation, my passion for movies, music, theater, and art. And I found that opportunity right here. So I left the corporate world, and my wife and I moved to Bluefield from Silver Spring, Maryland, a suburb of Washington, D.C. I thought I could help with the revitalization efforts in the city that were already well underway. And with help from many other people, I think I have. We've raised more than $3 million from businesses, foundations, and investors. We've reopened the Granada Theater in downtown Bluefield for movies, music, and community events. And we've delivered film-based educational programs to more than 2,000 students from preschool through college, even some of you. Now, in describing these achievements, I want to emphasize that my use of we is deliberate. None of what our nonprofit, the Bluefield Arts and Revitalization Corporation, has accomplished would have been possible but for the actions of many other individuals, in addition to myself. So share the pursuit of your dreams. Bring others along with you to cast their pebbles into the pond along with yours. You can always accomplish more with the help of others than by relying just on yourself. Having a dream is not enough. You must act to transform it into reality. This is where the be the construction from our previous speaker comes into play. Well, my remarks this morning are not meant to be a sermon. There is one story from the life of Jesus that I want to use to demonstrate the need to act. The story of Jesus walking on the water to meet Peter, whose boat was caught at sea in a storm. But my purpose in using this story is not to highlight one of the miracles of Jesus, but instead to focus on what Peter did. For Peter to grow in his faith, for him to advance toward what he would become, the leader of the Christian church, he had to step out of the boat. That's what you're about to do. Leaving a place, Bluefield University, where you no doubt have been comfortable, a place where you have felt safe and supported. But to pursue your dream, to follow your imagination, leave you must. Just as Peter did, you must step out of the boat. Now, those of you who are familiar with his story may be saying, well, he hasn't said what happened to Peter after he did step out of the boat. Well, as most of you know, after taking a few steps, Peter sank like a rock. And to that I say, so what? He challenged himself. He tried. And at this stage of your lives, new graduates, that's what's important. Because even if you sink like one of Dorothy Day's pebbles, you will make a ripple. Your actions still have meaning. So learn from failure, then try again. Keep reaching towards your dreams. Persevere. Be resilient. Keep stepping out of the boat. I'm not here to judge your dreams. I'm not here to give you guidance on where your imagination should take you. Some of you may dream of money, and that's understandable and okay. After all, I spent most of my career working at one of the world's largest banks, so I'm not one to criticize capitalism. Feel free to dream of being rich, but do so with this in mind. John Wesley, the Episcopal priest whose evangelizing inspired the founding of the Methodist Church, had this to say about money. Earn all you can, but do so without harm to anyone or anything. Save all you can, and most importantly, give all you can. In whatever direction your dreams take you, work to serve others. Work to make your part of the world a better place. But at the same time, remember this as well. Live your life in such a way that your dreams are fulfilled. For how can you help others if you yourself are less than happy? How can you change the world if, as Thoreau said, you are living a life of quiet desperation? So yes, live a life of service to others, but at the same time, make sure to take care of yourself as well. Perhaps you're wondering, how will I know if what I dream is right for me? To answer that question, I'll leave you with a few more words from Dorothy Day. You will know your vocation by the joy that it brings you. You will know. You will know when it's right. May each of you find joy in wherever your dreams take you from this day forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tracy, for that wonderful and inspiring charge. We've come to that point in the ceremony that all of you have been looking forward to, the beginning of the conferral of degrees. So Bluefield University trustees, President Olive, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, family, and friends. The degree conferral ceremony commences now with the presentation of the candidates for graduation from Bluefield University's class of 2022. I'd like to share with you several facts about the class of 2022. There are 114 candidates for their degrees today. Of those, 80 are undergraduate and 34 are graduate. We have about approximately 80 in attendance today. For the undergraduate degree, there are 2 honors, 5 Bachelor of Arts, 54 Bachelors of Science, 11 Bachelors of Science in Nursing, 1 Associate in Ministry Leadership, and 7 Associates of Science. Among the graduate students, there are 3 Master's degrees in Education, 20 Masters of Business Administration, 5 Masters of Science in Nursing, 6 with certificates in the Masters of Science in Nursing, and then of those graduates today, 74 are female and 40 are male. Among the graduates, there are 4 that earned a membership into the Alpha Chi Honor Society, and 1 that earned admittance into the Kappa Pi Arts Honor Society. 2 are international students, representing Canada and Sweden. And among the states represented, we have Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Maryland, Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, of course, and West Virginia, along with the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico. An interesting fact about this group, and I mentioned the certificate, the master's degree certificate. This is the first graduating class with the master's certificate in family nurse practitioner. There are ultimately 3 different master's degrees, 1 master's level certificate, 18 majors, and 3 associate degrees represented among the graduates today. And speaking of honors, Bluefield University graduates may distinguish themselves academically, and almost 60% of the bachelor's degree graduates did by achieving outstanding grade point averages. And honors are associated primarily with the bachelor's level. First, we have those graduating cum laude. This is with honors. There are 6 of those, and they're signified by blue cords. With those of you who have the blue cords, would you stand to be recognized? Do we have any? Wonderful. There are 6 graduating magna cum laude with high honors, and these are marked by white cords. Please stand. There are 9 graduating summa cum laude. This is with highest honors, and these are distinguished by gold cords. Please stand. Finally, those who are graduating with distinction. These are those that are completing less than 60 hours of study at BU with 3.5 GPA or higher, and there are 22 in this group. And you can stand, or please stand as well if you're graduating with distinction. Thank you. As we begin the conferral of degrees, will the candidates for the degree Master of Business Administration please rise? Dr. Olive, these candidates have met the requirements of their degree as evidenced in the exhibition of their academic achievement and have been approved by the faculty. The degree Master of Business Administration requires the successful completion of 30 hours of master's level study.
On behalf of the faculty and by virtue of the power vested in me by the Bluefield University Board of Trustees in the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now confer upon you the degree of Master of Business Administration with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Will the candidates for the degree Master of Business Administration please come forward?
Richard Anthony Allen III. Williamsport, Virginia, Master of Business Administration, Healthcare Management. Erica Elaine Bell, Tazewell, Virginia, Master of Business Administration, Healthcare Management. Colton James Bachler, Maryville, Tennessee, Master of Business Administration, Healthcare Management. Karen Ryan Byerly, Roanoke, Virginia, Master of Business Administration, Leadership. Ani Shiani, Camacho Figueroa, Maya from Maya West, Puerto Rico, Master of Business Administration, Leadership. Zachary Carlisle, Bluefield, Virginia, Master of Business Administration, Leadership. Larry Randall Fannin, Jr., Abingdon, Virginia, Master of Business Administration, Leadership. Dreama Gills Hatcher, Rocky Gap, Virginia, Master of Business Administration, Leadership. Samuel Blake Kirtley, Monetta, Virginia, Master of Business Administration, Justice Administration. Tommy Ryan Owens, Richlands, Virginia, Master of Business Administration, Leadership. Sabrina Lynette Porter, Christiansburg, Virginia, Master of Business Administration Leadership. Charles Gregory Turner Cox, Baltimore, Maryland, Master of Business Administration, Justice Administration.
Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Nursing please rise? Dr. Olive, these candidates have met the requirements of their degree as evidenced in the exhibition of their academic achievement and have been approved by the faculty. The degree Master of Science in Nursing requires the successful completion of 44 to 48 hours of master's level study, including an evidence-based practice project.
On behalf of the faculty and by virtue of the power vested in me by the Bluefield University Board of Trustees in the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now confer upon you the degree of Master of Science in Nursing with all of the rights, privileges thereunto appertaining.
Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Nursing please come forward?
Christina Lynn Deffabaugh, Crawley, West Virginia, Master of Science in Nursing, Pediatric Mental Health Nursing. Sasha Nicole Farmer, Grundy, Virginia, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Damian Zachary Carlton Ferris, Fairfield, Virginia, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Ashley Aaron Larkin, Rocky Gap, Virginia, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Losmila Zona Vaya, Fieldale, Virginia, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Kimberly Dawn Kessler, Bluefield, West Virginia, Master of Science in Nursing, Certificate, Family Nurse Practitioner.
Will the candidates for the Master of Science in Nursing certificate please come forward? We get all of them? All those have been taken care of, so we'll move on to the next one. The Bluefield College Honors Program is an interdisciplinary curriculum that provides a stimulating academic environment and intellectual challenge for highly motivated students. Through the honors program, students have the opportunity to explore more intensely their major fields, to integrate the various areas of knowledge, to interact with like students at other institutions, and to learn techniques of independent research. The program includes interdisciplinary seminars and a significant research and writing project in the student's major field. Students who have successfully completed the honors program curriculum are recognized as honors graduates. Will the candidates in the honors program please rise? Dr. Olive, these candidates have met the requirements of the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees as evidenced in the exhibition of their academic achievement and have been approved by the faculty.
On behalf of the faculty and by virtue of the power vested in me by the Bluefield University Board of Trustees and the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now confer upon the honors program graduates the appropriate degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Will the honors program graduates please come forward?
Madison M. Miller, Duffield, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice, Forensic Science, summa cum laude. Alicia Marie Townsley, Standardsville, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Forensic Science, magna cum laude.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts please rise? Dr. Olive, these candidates have met the requirements of their degree as evidenced in the exhibition of their academic achievement and have been approved by the faculty. The Bachelor of Arts degree requires the successful completion of 120 or more credit hours of university-level study, including 6 credit hours of advanced foreign language studies.
On behalf of the faculty and by virtue of the power vested in me by the Bluefield University Board of Trustees and the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all of the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts please come forward?
Carly Lynn Connor, Prince George, British Columbia, Bachelor of Arts, Criminal Justice. Come here. Brian Edward Fisher, Bluefield, Virginia, Bachelor of Arts, Theater, summa cum laude. Noah Ross Jennings, Princeton, West Virginia, Bachelor of Arts, Theater, summa cum laude. Jessica Wells, Melbourne, Florida, Bachelor of Arts, Graphic Communication, cum laude.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science please rise? Dr. Olive, these candidates have met the requirements of their degree as evidenced in the exhibition of their academic achievement and have been approved by the faculty. The Bachelor of Science degree requires the successful completion of 120 or more credit hours of university-level study, including 6 to 7 credit hours of mathematics or laboratory science.
On behalf of the faculty and by virtue of the power vested in me by the Bluefield University Board of Trustees and the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science please come forward?
Ashley Kristen Bond, Culpeper, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Organizational Leadership, summa cum laude. Hunter Paul Bowers, Galax, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Business Administration, magna cum laude. Brianne Nicole Burgess, Dublin, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Business Administration with distinction. Devin Deshawn Calloway, Keeling, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Business Administration, Exercise and Sports Science. Valente Carroll, Raleigh, North Carolina, Bachelor of Science, Psychology. Charlie Stevens, Cedar Bluff, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice with distinction. Lonnie Cox, Suffolk, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Exercise and Sports Science. Janet Renee Deal, Swords Creek, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education, magna cum laude. Stephen F. Glass, Danville, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice. Amber Nicole Hampton, Hillsville, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Psychology and Human Services, summa cum laude. Roger Haynes, Cana, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Exercise and Sports Science, summa cum laude. Kellyanne Hess, Rural Treat, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education. Cynthia Ray Hutchison, Christiansburg, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Organizational Leadership with distinction. Congratulations. Mason A. Jefferson, Charles City, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice. Emily Isabella Ledford, Jonesville, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Business Administration with distinction. Chelsea K. Martin, Woodlawn, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Psychology and Human Services, summa cum laude. Congratulations. Caleb Michael Maurer, Bland, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Cybersecurity, cum laude. Cheyenne McMahon, Yale, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Biology. Stephanie Lynn Miller, Bluefield, West Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice. Elizabeth Hope Minter, Ridgeway, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education with distinction. Lillian Rose Morgan, Bruton, Alabama, Bachelor of Science, Business Administration. Carolyn Ann Moss, Tazewell, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Interdisciplinary Studies with teacher licensure, summa cum laude. Colby Michael Muter, Chesapeake, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice. Hannah Nicole Rice, Gloucester, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice, magna cum laude. Carson Richardson, Richlands, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Business Administration, summa cum laude. Amanda Scott, Stockholm, Sweden, Bachelor of Science, Exercise and Sports Science, magna cum laude. Roxy Gale Smorecki, Roanoke, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Early Education, Childhood Education with distinction. Joshua Ryan Taylor, Ivanhoe, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Psychology and Human Services with distinction. Matthew Benjamin Trevelyan, Hopewell, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Psychology. Francisco Jose Vasquez, Fairfax, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Business Administration, cum laude. Angela Pearl Wallace, Manassas, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Psychology and Human Services. Congratulations. Omega Webb, Roanoke, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Exercise and Sports Science. Timothy David Weldon, Gloucester, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics. Danielle Christine West, Zuni, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Exercise and Sports Science with distinction. Joshua Lenoris Wright, Spotsylvania, Virginia, Bachelor of Science, Business Administration.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing please rise? Dr. Olive, these candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing have met the requirements of their degree as evidenced in the exhibition of their academic achievement and have been approved by the faculty. The Bachelor of Science in Nursing requires the successful completion of 120 or more credit hours of university-level study, including 6 to 7 credit hours of mathematics or laboratory science.
On behalf of the faculty and by virtue of the power vested in me by the Bluefield University Board of Trustees and the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing with all of the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing please come forward?
Kimberly Dawn Edwards, Ridgeway, Virginia, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, RN to BSN Nursing with distinction. Carolyn J. Hicks, Laurel Fork, Virginia, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, RN to BSN Nursing. Miranda McCoy, Jolo, West Virginia, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, RN to BSN Nursing with distinction. Brittany Nicole Shortridge, Pounding Mill, Virginia, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, RN to BSN Nursing with distinction.
Will the candidates for the degree Associate of Ministry Leadership please rise? Dr. Olive, this candidate has met the requirements of the degree as evidenced in the exhibition of their academic achievement and have been approved by the faculty. The degree Associate of Ministry Leadership requires the successful completion of 60 hours of university-level study.
On behalf of the faculty and by virtue of the power vested in me by the Bluefield University Board of Trustees and the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now confer upon you the degree of Associate of Ministry Leadership with all of the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Will the candidate for the degree Associate of Ministry Leadership come forward?
Jessica Ann Green, Abingdon, Virginia, Associate of Ministry Leadership.
Will the candidates for the degree Associate of Science please rise? Dr. Olive, these candidates have met the requirements of their degree as evidenced in the exhibition of their academic achievement and have been approved by the faculty. The Associate of Science degree requires the successful completion of a minimum of 60 hours of university-level study.
On behalf of the faculty and by virtue of the power vested in me by the Bluefield University Board of Trustees and the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now confer upon you the degree of Associate of Science with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Will the candidates for the degree Associate of Science please come forward?
Hannah Grace Ramey, Bolivia, North Carolina, Associate of Science, General Studies. Nathan Isaiah Ramey, Bolivia, North Carolina, Associate of Science, General Studies. Maya Saucerman, Crozet, Virginia, Associate of Science, General Studies.
All graduates, please rise. Bluefield University trustees, President Olive, esteemed faculty, distinguished guests, family, and friends, I present to you the Bluefield University class of 2022.
Looking at the program, it looks like I stand between you celebrating, eating lunch. So I teach middle school, so I'll make it quick, I promise. So Dr. Olive, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, family, friends, and most importantly, Bluefield University's graduates of class 2022. Congratulations. I am deeply honored to be here with you today to share in this special occasion with you in this packed chapel, the people supporting you. As this chapter in your life story concludes and a new chapter begins, it is my honor and privilege to formally welcome you as a member of our Bluefield University Alumni Association. As alumni, we are held up to as the final product of Bluefield University's mission. That mission is to be servant leaders to transform the world. There's great power in this calling, and as a nerd and a movie buff, I have to say, with great power comes great responsibility. Take the lessons learned, both inside and outside of the classroom, and the knowledge gained from this challenging experience, and use it. Transform your home, transform your communities, and transform the world for God's glory. I was trying to think of something that was inspiring and encourage everybody here today. But if you know me, that didn't come to me. But as I was doing a devotion, the Lord spoke to me and showed me in Micah chapter 6, verse 8. It says, "And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." So there we go. Not my words, but the Almighty's. As you go out into this world, think about what the Lord requires of you. Act justly, love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Graduate, there is an alumni creed that you have before you in your program. Creeds, as they are in faith traditions, are a set of basic beliefs. This is our baseline as a community of alumni that we have claimed as we seek to be ambassadors of our alma mater. At this time, I invite you, the graduates, and all the alum in attendance today to please stand and to join in reciting our alumni creed, which can be found in the back of the commencement program. I'll begin, and then we'll read it together. So, we'll start. As a member of the Bluefield University Alumni Association, I will take an active role in the life of my university through prayer, advocacy, and gifts of time and resources. Good work ethic, compassion, community, appreciation for others, and faith in God have become a foundation for me as a student. These values give me a hope and passion to share the Bluefield University mission with others as I join through each chapter of my life. I will remember the lighted spire on the hill, and may it remain a symbol to guide me of all of my days. May God continue to bless the students, faculty, staff, and alumni of Bluefield University, and may God bless each of us as we impact the world. Graduates, remain standing. Everybody else, you can be seated. As each of you maneuver through the many ups and downs of life, there will be choices, challenges, joys, and sorrows. But no matter where the road ahead leads, one constant will remain. You will always be a part of the Bluefield University Rams family. This alumni network is a dynamic and thriving community of Rams, as you heard today in this graduating class and previous classes before you. We have Rams here in the community, the state, the United States, and all around the globe. If you need help, we would love for you to reach out to us, and we will connect you with fellow Rams close to you. On behalf of all of us in the Alumni Association, congratulations on a job well done. We are so very proud of you, and for the most symbolic gesture of the day, graduates, you may move your tassels. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Lloyd. Let's join in the singing of the Bluefield University alma mater, printed on the last page of the commencement program and led by Dr. Mark Milberger. Following the singing of the alma mater, Dr. Joshua Pittman, chair of the English department, will offer the benediction. Please stand and remain standing and in place through the recessional of faculty and graduates.
Just another direction, we will remain standing throughout the recessional. The special guest, faculty, administration will exit, and the graduates will follow us out. Please, everyone else, remain standing. And this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it as we sing our alma mater, Bluefield University, alma mater. In Virginia, where the mountains lift their peaceable high, there stands our alma mater dear, and for you fair we cry. We hail Bluefield University.
Receive now this benediction. Whatever gifts Bluefield University has been blessed to give to you, may you now happily steward those gifts for service to God and to others. May God open, according to his will, the paths of your lives in the days yet to come. May God show you where your own deep gladness and the world's deep need might meet. Wherever you go, may you be, even in small ways, bearers of love and light and reconciliation. God grant to you discernment and wisdom and guard you from error. God grant to you knowledge and understanding and lead you to truth. God grant to you the labors of this new season and continue shaping you for his service. In the name of the Father of light, the Word, his Son, and the Spirit of truth. Amen.